Hi, welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm back. This is an intuitive reading. I pulled 3 cards for the main theme of this reading, and the first card that came out is this card here, support. And my feeling with it is that there is something that you are wanting to do that you may not have, get a lot of support. There's like some sort of disturbance in your energy, or someone who is not really happy with what you're wanting to do, discourage, encourage. There might even be someone who's like, well, you don't need to be doing that, or you shouldn't be doing that, or there's kind of like this resistance towards whatever it is that you are wanting to do here. Now, if that's, jealousy or fear or, whatever it is that's going on, we'll see if we can find out. But it seems that there's this portal. And now, it doesn't necessarily mean that this is like a once in a lifetime only type of situation. It kind of feels like it's something that might come around again, but the time period for you to do this is relatively short. I don't know what that's about for all of you, but that's the feeling I'm getting with it, that it's like you have to make a decision, within a few days, few weeks. And if you fail to do that, it might be a while before the opportunity comes around again, or before, you're in that headspace again, or whatever it is. There's a level of wish fulfillment here, of you trying to manifest something. But with the 2 key words on this card, despairing and hopeful, it's kind of like you're, going back and forth with yourself, thinking that, yes, of course, this is going to work. And maybe going back. Oh, there's my mic. Sorry. I was just wanting to readjust the sound a little bit. Okay. I hope the sound is fine. But there's something here about you, not really truly believing that, this is possible, or this is coming in, or I don't know. There's a certain level of something just not really, kind of like wishful thinking. It does this wish on here, but it's sort of like you think it might be wishful thinking and not a reality, something like that. All right. Let's see here. Tell me about this support thing, Spirit. What's the challenge here with the support? And by the way, I'm Bart. This is Walking Wilder. Welcome in if you're new. Welcome back if you've been here before. If you like this type of reading, go ahead, subscribe, write a comment, give the video a thumbs up. I really appreciate all of it. I'm an intuitive reader, and I read a lot on inner child, karma, past lives, soulmates, twin flames, shadow work, that type of thing. So it's not a lovey-dovey type of channel, if there's such a thing. I don't know. 2 of Wands. Yeah, there's something here that you've been planning for a while. And feel kind of like you're at a crossroad, having to make a decision, and it's just like, for whatever reason, it's not, I don't know, it might not just be about you. For some of you, there might be someone else involved. Why is this crossroad here? The Empress. There might be a level of someone definitely not liking that you are headed in the direction you are headed in, that you seem to be, at least from an outside perspective. I know there's this inner conflict within yourself, but from the outside it looks like where you're going, you feel confident, what you're trying to manifest, everything is good, all of that. And there might be a level of feeling left behind here by someone. Justice. Yeah, and there might be, a level of jealousy, or feeling this isn't fair. Something is out of balance. Tell me more about this, Spirit. Wise. Queen of Wands. Yeah, this is you, feeling all savvy. All like, yeah, I'm that and all this. No, but, in a good way. I'm confident that, this is where I want to go. This is my calling. This is, the direction I want to take. Whatever it is for you, you have a level of confidence here that is playing into this. Why is that a challenge, Spirit? Ace of Wands. Well, someone else is seeing this new beginning, this potential that you are having here, and are apparently not really that supportive of it. Let's see here. Which cards do I want to use? I think we'll take these and see. Why is there not much support? What's going on here, Spirit? What is this? What's going on? Soar. Something about taking, a perspective of seeing things a little bit from above and not being, well, not really, well, not paying attention, but, not let every other Dick and Joe I'm hearing dictate your path. But, this communication, self-interest. Yeah, whoever this is, they have some sort of self-interest in you not really being that successful. For some of you, it might be that you're, wanting to leave a work situation or wanting to leave a relationship or, whatever it is. But it feels like for whatever reason, the other energy involved in this feels like, well, this is going to, take this person away from me or take too much of your energy or, whatever it is in your particular situation, but they're not really having your best interest at heart here. Three of Cups. Which is interesting. This is, a friendship card to me too, with this support and everything. The Three of Cups is a friendship card. For some of you, this is a friendship where there might be a little bit of envy because you seem to be doing something that, maybe the other person would like to do, or maybe they just feel left behind. Can I know more about this, Spirit? Upheaval. Whatever it is causing some kind of disturbance here. Dominance. Okay, well, that got kind of dark real fast. So yeah, there's definitely someone here who is not happy, who out of self-interest is creating some kind of upheaval. And now this doesn't have to be, like a horrible, horrible thing, but it, can just be discussions or, kind of like, oh, do you really think you should be doing that? Or, that kind of thing, which of course is bad enough, that's putting down basically your vibe. But someone is definitely trying to somehow control what you're doing here in order to dominate you in some way. Now, this could be, trying to, again, make sure that you don't leave a situation that they would rather you stay in or whatever it is. With this portal, for some of you, it might be, an offer that is coming in, a new job, move, anything. That is kind of like time sensitive. So, you have to respond to this and you're feeling kind of hopeful about it. This might be something you've been trying to manifest for a while. And now that it's here, the opportunity is presenting itself. You're standing here, with the choice to make at a crossroads. This passionate new beginning or inspired new beginning, I think is a better word here. And you feel ready for it, with the Empress and the Queen of Wands. You feel ready for it. But it's like there's this whole other thing going on over here. Now, for some of you, this could also be you having this inner conflict with yourself. So there's like a part of you that's like, oh no, not good enough for that, not going to happen, not, whatever. It is, so that you're creating kind of a story within yourself. But I think for most of you, this is an outside energy. What supports you at this time? King of Swords. So you're pretty, you're pretty determined. This is what you want to do. You see kind of clearly, this is, the right thing for me. And I think you also see what the other person is up to. It's kind of like you have this, well, I don't really, let me see, 9 of Wands. You've been through this before with them, and you kind of, you know what this is about. You know that this is, I don't know, some kind of internal battle that the other, in the sense that you know why the other person is threatened by this. You might see right through their shadow here and realize what it is that's going on. Tell me more about that, Spirit. What is going on here? That's too many. I just have 1 or 2. Can I just have 1 or 2, Spirit? 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, this is something you put some work into. You waited for it, maybe invested time, effort, all of that into it. Why is this? I'm still not. Why is this a challenge for the other person, though? The Hermit and the World. Yeah, something is ending because of this. A completion of some sorts. The Hermit. They might feel like they used to have you for themselves, that you weren't really, so focused out in the world or at whatever this is. And it's like they're, with the World card here and the completion of something, it feels to me like someone feels like they're going to be left behind. Or you're not necessarily that you're totally walking away, but you might not have as much time and energy to give to this. King of Cups, Page of Swords, 4 of Wands. Yeah, it's this is your, this is your foundation, and you are like wanting to celebrate this. You are like, this is putting me on a stable path where, there's going to be solid foundation, a lot of things to celebrate, doing something that you love. Being with someone that you love, or whatever it is, but there's love involved here with the King of Cups. This is feeling emotionally good, and you feel like it's a wise decision too. Well, what don't you see coming here, Spirit? What don't the viewers see coming here in regards to this? Whoa, 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 whoa. The Fool and the Star. I have to cover her up in this deck here. But yeah, there's healing and a new beginning here. That's good. Talk to me about that, Spirit. What's the new beginning? What's the new beginning here? 6 of Wands, victory. So it seems whatever it is you're wanting to do here, you're going to go ahead and do it. And be successful. So whatever this portal is for you over here, this is... You're going to make the decision to go ahead. Tell me more about that, Spirit. The Lovers. That's balance. Harmony. So, why is the Lovers here? Ten of Pentacles. This is a really, really good thing for you. Abundance, stability, security, balance with the Lovers cards. I'm curious to why you don't see it coming though. What happens here, Spirit? The Sun. Well, you definitely see the situation for what it is. I wonder if the other person does too. I'm a little nosy, as you can tell. What happens here, Spirit? Can I, well, perhaps we'll take these. Can I know what happens here? What is it that the viewer don't see coming? Commitment and influence. This is you making a commitment to whatever this choice is. Deciding that you need to focus on you. You need to focus on what feels correct for you, what feels good for you, what's calling. And not, you know, pay so much attention to the influence of whatever this is over here. Yeah, you are ready to take a risk here. And I don't know that it's really a risk for you in the sense for you as a person. It might be a risk for this relationship or this connection, but I don't think it's, you know, a risk for you. This feels very much like the correct thing for you. Well, correct, but, you know, like a good thing for you to do. There might be some grief on the other part. And again, it feels like they feel like they're being left out, or you're making a decision that means that you're moving away from them, or, you know, don't have the same amount of time. There's something about the perspective in that. And about, you know, a story that's been told a certain way. I'm not necessarily sure that you actually are not, you know, going to be moving away from them, but they just feel left out. But there's something here in needing to change the perspective, and I feel like this belongs over here with them. Talk to me about that, Spirit. What is that perspective card about? Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Page of Cups, Seven of Cups. Well, I think someone here is realizing that, you know, you do have choices with the Seven of Cups. And there might be, you know, some sort of apology or some sort of offer here to, you know, work with you to create this, or at least work with you in the sense of supporting you that you don't see coming. Now, why is this other person all of a sudden changing their mind, Spirit? Distant. Freedom. Protection. This feels very much to me like they're protecting, you know, this egg here being the connection between the two of you, so that they are realizing, okay, if I'm not going to create distance here, then I need to be supportive about this, even though it feels like giving you some sort of freedom that they're not really thrilled about. Then in order to protect the connection itself, there seems to be some change of heart here. I don't know, it feels... it feels a little trickery. A little like, well, you know, if I can't have my way, then... I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a dishonest feeling, but it's sort of like, but why all of a sudden, you know? Is there something here that we are not seeing, Spirit? The High Priestess, Page of Wands. they might intuitively know that in order to keep this, connection between you being, in order for that to be close and inspired and, whatever. But again, it just, battle, it seems to be like an inner battle. It just doesn't really feel totally honest. The energy with this, if I have to why not, Spirit? What is this? Communication. Idea. Change. The leader. And support at the bottom. But kind of like in the shape of a cane. So some sort of communication, some idea that they have. This could be about accepting this change, but it seems like there's something in the perspective that is changing here. And I'm not I'm not really sure why. I would be just a little cautious as to how much you can trust whatever change it is that's coming here, judgment here. Make sure you see things for what they actually are. I think, with the Sun card coming out here, you have a good place for doing that. But it just seems like there's something that's, that you just need to pay attention to. Queen of Swords here. So just, make sure that you speak your truth, that you say exactly what you mean, and that you're not, putting up with like half-baked half-baked support type of, maybe we can do this now and then we can change it later type of, be very clear about what it is you're wanting to create here, because this part of it over here feels very much like you are in alignment, like what is good for you, what you're wanting, you are excited about it, you are, not to say that you can't, be a little nervous, but it feels good over here. Where over here, it kind of feels like someone is trying to come up with a way of, I wouldn't say trick you, but get their way, or make sure you don't get away from them, or, whatever it is. There's just something there. Five of Wands, it can be some inner conflict. Five of Swords. It seems like there's some sort of conflict, anger, jealousy, whatever it is underneath the surface that they might not be showing you, because they feel like they have to, I don't know, man up, but Ten of Swords. I don't know, I get a little bit of victim mentality with this. Kind of like, if it must be that way, you're going to have to take this opportunity, blah, 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 blah. Ten of Swords. Why is the Ten of Swords here, Spirit? Page of Pentacles. There's some sort of offer coming from them, that's for sure. Why? King of Pentacles. I don't think they want to be left behind, because they intuitively know with the High Priestess here that whatever it is you're doing is actually going to be successful. I can't put my finger on why it is they're not happy about it, why they're not happy on your behalf, but there's something about that, you know, the moon. Yeah, there's something, there's something that's hidden about that. They may actually not even be aware themselves why, you know, they feel the way that they do. It might be like an underlying shadow, lying shadow type of thing that they're not really aware of. They just feel, you know, like something is out of balance here. What else, Spirit? Two of Pentacles. Yeah, this is balance. This, you know, flexibility, change. So change is coming, and I feel like this side, your side here, is stable, is grounded, is excited, is, you know, and the drama is over here. And again, for a few of you, this can be like, you know, different sides. Your shadow sides, you know, your shadow with yourself. So, all right, well, advice from Spirit. What advice do you have, Spirit, on this? Advice here. Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords. Well, see things clearly. See them from what they are. Get out of your head. You know, see the truth in this. For some of you, it might also be that you intuitively know that this connection might not really be that good for you because it's not supportive of what you're wanting to do, but you haven't really been wanting to see that. Nine of Swords. And now it's kind of urgent that you do, because you have to make this decision. One more card, Spirit. Seven of Wands. Yeah, there's something about boundaries here. Make sure that you stick to what feels aligned for you. That is very important. Definitely. Fated and destined. Here's the Wheel of Fortune. So whatever it is you are moving towards, that is what you are supposed to be moving forward toward. So don't let someone else's doubt or insecurities or jealousy or, you know, whatever it is over here, someone's shadow side or your own shadow side, prevent you from doing that. Ace of Cups underneath here. That's actually one more. Yeah, Knight of Wands. So move ahead with, you know, inspiration for what, you know, creativity, inspiration, passion for whatever it is you're choosing here. That seems to be the message. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little dual, but, you know, again, for some of you, this is absolutely a separate person, and for others, it's, you know, your own shadow side, your inner, you know, discussions with yourself. Is this the right thing to do, and so on, and yeah, it is the right thing to do. This is fated and destined. So, all right, new cycle. Good for you. I hope this helps in some way. And again, please give the reading a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to the channel. And leave me a message if you feel called to do so. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Big love.